Hi friends, my name is Angela and welcome to my YouTube channel. March is right around the corner. I can't believe it. But the good news is that means it is time for our next read-along. This one feels especially fitting because often, for those of you outside of Australia, you are regularly asking for my recommendations on Australian stories and Australian writers. And the book I have chosen is by an Australian writer that I think even within Australia, we consider to be a highly regarded contemporary writer. So this March, what we'll be reading is The Labyrinth by Amanda Lohrey. It is likely a book you haven't heard of before for those of you outside of Australia, but I constantly hear about Amanda's talent as a contemporary writer, and that this book is one of the reasons why she has that title. So The Labyrinth was published in 2020 and it went on to receive a number of awards, including the 2021 prestigious Miles Franklin Literary Award. The Miles Franklin Award is one of our most well-known prizes, and it is an award that recognises the writing, but also writing about Australian stories. Now, I'm going to be honest and say that this has been on my bookshelf probably for about 5 years since it was first published, and it was recommended to me by someone that I trust, which is my mum. And the best part of this read-along is because I haven't read it, we are going to go through it together for the first time. In terms of what kind of book this is, it is described as literary and psychological fiction. I've also heard it described as a modern take on a Gothic novel, which is interesting. Not necessarily Gothic in the haunted mansion sense, but Gothic in terms of isolation and unease and what goes on in your mind when you're cut off from the world. It's also a short book, being under 300 pages, which I think makes it an ideal book for a read-along because you can read at a very slow pace, which I am a big advocate of slow reading. You don't have to race through it. And I think because of those themes, it probably will deserve a slower reading pace. One thing I do want to mention up front is I do believe it has a lot of themes around mental illness and probably maybe some kind of abuse. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't read it. Please do your own due diligence and see what kind of triggers pop up. And if you're not ready for this book, totally fine. We'll have another read-along coming in a few months' time. But in general, if you enjoy quiet, reflective novels, books where the atmosphere and the inner life of the character really matter, this sounds like it will be a brilliant book for us to read slowly and to read together. So the read-along starts on March 1st and will run for the full month. If you can't start on March 1st, totally fine. Just jump in whenever you're ready. We'll be hosting it on Storygraph and there'll be a link below to that location. And the read-along is broken into sections, so you can freely talk about things that have happened within the plot without spoiling it for other people. That way you can pop in at any time, you can share a quote, ask a question, how you're feeling, or just read what others are saying. And I really want to emphasize that this is a low pressure read-along. I have no other expectations other than reading a book I've always wanted to read by one of Australia's best writers with you. I really want to do it as a community. You can follow the sections or you can read at your own pace. You can participate every week or you can just jump in at the end. You can even lurk quietly in the background and watch what other people are saying. The whole point is to create a quiet little reading corner for us that we can sit in for a month and share as we feel. Hopefully it will feel really communal as opposed to competitive. I will be in there, I will be sharing my thoughts through the read-along, and I will wrap up the book in my usual monthly wrap-up. So if you've been wanting to read some Australian fiction, this could be the perfect entry point for you, and we'll be doing it together so we can bounce ideas off each other. If you'd like to join us, the link to Storygraph will be below and we're starting on March 1st, but again, jump in whenever you are ready. If you're planning to join the read-along, please let me know in the comments, and whether you've read Amanda Lohrey before or if this is your first time. Either way, I'm looking forward to this experience with a book that is a very unique genre, and I think it's going to be an interesting experience for everyone and that we get to do it together. Thank you for joining me for this announcement, and I will speak with you soon. Bye.